Good afternoon, everybody. Coming to you live. As always, on Wednesdays at 1 p.m., it is the Employee Baltimore show. And y'all see me. I'm decked out in my Ravens purple. As always, celebrating that miraculous win on Sunday. I need you to like, love, and share this broadcast. We got to load it up and get some people on here because we have some great information to share today. But first, I got to thank our producer, Miss Katanya Lester, who does all the behind-the-scenes stuff to make everything go as smooth as it goes. But y'all get in here, get on here, because we got some jobs, training opportunities, people in position to help other people, and we going to get it on today. So with that being said, we got to talk about this kick, man. We got to talk. Y'all see, we had this little saying back when I was a football coach, and we would go to the team and say, who got my back? Who got my back? And the response would be, I got your back, coach. I got your back. Well, I'm glad today I can say Justin Tucker got my back. Y'all see him behind me. The man who is already the most accurate field goal kicker in NFL history. Now, the record holder for the longest field goal in NFL history. So I need y'all to put some hashtag Tuck up there, hashtag number 9, all of that. I'm stoked. I'm rocking my Ray 52 today, and we got a little theme music. So y'all rock out with me for about 30 seconds on this sound of the Ravens 70,000 plus crowd. Let's go. We don't have the audio. That's right. In Tucker, we trust. I see you, Brandon, not the mayor. Miss your boy, right? That's right. Get them loves up there. We don't have the audio, so take it down. But it's all good because I'm rocking my Raven purple. Man, listen, I'm excited about this season. Injuries or not, we still gonna come through and do what we do. And that is a great segue for today's show, because today's show, we're going to be talking to some people that are making opportunities happen for other people in the way of training. We have 2 amazing programs that are providing training to people in Baltimore City. One is helping people get into what I understand with all of my time and training in the labor market industry is still the most booming industry in all of the industries that we're tracking that are growing, which is in the IT, specifically around cybersecurity. And then our second guest today is a program that's helping people who are justice involved, but not just any or everybody that's justice involved. So let's get right to the show. I want to bring on our very first guest. Oh my God, y'all are on here today. It's live. We got 17 people on here. I want to bring on Miss Khadijah Lovelace. Miss Khadijah, how you doing? I couldn't get my 7 Nation Army to jump off today, but y'all can tell I am turned all the way up about these opportunities we got today. What's going on, Khadijah?
Hi, how are you doing?
I'm doing great, Khadijah. That smile makes me feel a whole lot better. How you feeling today?
I'm feeling good. I'm ready. Yes, I'm good.
I'm very, very, very excited. As I said before, the IT industry is still the fastest growing industry in all of the universe. And you guys are offering training opportunities in cyber, but not in IT, but not just in IT, in cybersecurity. We all have seen the ransomware attacks, the malware attacks, and all of these different kinds of attacks that happen. And you're preparing people in this very demanding, high-paying industry to be able to combat those kinds of things. So talk to us about what you guys are doing over at Baltimore Cyber Range.
Okay. So first, my name is Khadijah Lovelace, and I'm the government programs manager at Baltimore Cyber. And what we do, we target unemployed and underemployed individuals in Maryland to have an opportunity to gain some education and training for the IT and cybersecurity industry. So our program is a 6-month program. It's virtual learning. And what we do is put you in position so that you can earn CompTIA certifications. You have the opportunity to earn CompTIA's A+, Network Plus, and Security Plus certifications as well as our cyber range training. So that is exclusive. It's Baltimore Cyber Range special training that is the first for workforce development. So this it's expensive. If you was to pay out of pocket, however, your government funded, so it's no cost to the participant as long as they're eligible.
Wow, that's awesome. And you kind of jumped out in front of me because the very next thing I was going to ask you is there any cost to this? So talk to us a little bit about, without having to give a dollar amount. You said it's expensive, but kind of put that more into perspective for us. What a person might be looking at if they were to try to get this kind of training and paying out of pocket.
I would say it would be no less than $8,000 to $10,000 if you was to pay out of pocket, because the CompTIA A+ course itself, say if you was to do a boot camp or a college course, is going to run about $2,000 just for that one course. So we offer the A+, the Network Plus, and Security Plus, and the Cyber Range training. So that's thousands of dollars right there that someone is saving. So that's why it's such a special program, because we're able to give the opportunity to those who cannot afford it and be able to excel into the career of IT and
So
cybersecurity.
is what you're saying to me, and please feel free to expand on it.
Mm-hmm.
Normally, I would have to go pay individually for each of these. Not only do I not have to pay, you guys have grouped it together where I'm able to get in one training what I might have to go to multiple trainings to get.
Correct.
Wow.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Wow. Talk about how important that is as somebody that's in this industry.
Well, CompTIA, they are a vendor neutral certification. They administer those certifications. So employers look for those certifications. They're high in demand. And for someone to have that on their resume, it shows the employer that they understand those specific concepts. So when they apply for jobs, they're not going to get looked over because they have those certifications on there. It gives them one up on those who may even have experience in the field, but they don't have the certifications. So not only do we prep for an individual to earn those certifications, they also get hands-on experience, lab simulations as well to add on their resume for those who may not have it.
Wow. So when you talking about this, one of the things that's always come to my mind when we start talking about these certification programs is for the individual who may want to get into the IT field but don't want to go to school for 4 years, or because in our business we encounter a lot of people who can't afford to be in school for 4 years. They're either
Mm-hmm.
trying to get to the next level of employment or get an opportunity. Talk to us about the certifications, and I guess just how much better it is that they're able to go to 6 months worth of training and crack into an on-demand industry making great money as opposed to having to go through a 4-year program.
Well, with our program, it's more focused. So with college, not saying that, college education is not needed or, don't do it. However, with our program, it's more targeted. College, you may have to go through some classes, whether it's English, 101. You have a couple of courses you have to go through. With this, it's specifically for IT cybersecurity. This is exactly what the employers are looking for. And you don't necessarily have to have a bachelor's or a master's to get into the cybersecurity industry. However, it is helpful, but it's not necessary to break into entry level IT.
Wow. I didn't even know IT had an entry level, man. Listen, y'all have got to lock in on this great information. I need y'all to like, love, and share this broadcast. We are the Employ Baltimore Show. We are coming to you every Wednesday at 1 p.m., giving you great information about programs, training opportunities, and most importantly, employment opportunities. So one of the things that I mentioned earlier is just how the industry itself is on the rise. One of the things that we discovered in our office is that we are having a hard time meeting the demand for people in this field. I've sat in on several meetings, whether it's with the Baltimore Workforce Investment Board or with companies who need professionals that are trained in the skills that you guys are offering. And I have to honestly say, as much work as we do and as greater work as we do, it is difficult. So what does it mean for a person to become certified in such an on-demand industry or in-demand industry?
Well, when you're certified, you're more marketable. So We do. There is a big demand for IT professionals, cybersecurity professionals. In the past, there was very strict on how they chose their candidates to work with them for employers, and now they're starting to see that having a bachelor's or a master's is not necessary. They just want you to have the certification, to have some experience, so they can mold you into how they would like you to work for them. So it's beneficial. It's very beneficial. There's many certifications you can get out there. We offer the three most popular entry level ones. However, it's way more that you can earn, including cloud or whether Cisco networking certifications. However, we try to get you in the door because there is a shortage of IT professionals, and we're trying to bridge that gap.
So I heard you mention CompTIA, and was the other one A plus?
CompTIA is the industry, the certification industry, and CompTIA A plus, that's the cert. Network Plus and Security Plus, those are the certs, and it's specific to what skills you will learn in that. So A
Can
plus,
you talk a little bit about
yeah,
each of the certs individually? That's what I was trying to get to, but I
yeah.
knew I was destroying it.
Oh no, you're fine. So the CompTIA A plus, it focuses more so on software and hardware. The Network Plus is networking troubleshooting, whether if you're configuring networks, virtualized networks, and Security Plus is the main entry level government certification for cybersecurity. So with that certification, you are learning about physical and network architecture, security architecture, and how to protect the network. So all three of those certifications is gives you a well-rounded candidate for an employer.
I just see we got my man Joe Walker on, who said, I agree. I have my bachelor's degree in IT and I get turned down for jobs because I'm not certified. Like, man, listen, I'm trying to tell y'all, employers are specific nowadays about what area they're looking and who they're willing to hire. Who is, because I believe, sounds like to me, Joe Walker would be a great candidate for this program. What types of people are, would you say, would make great candidates for this program? I mean, he covers one area, somebody that has the degree but
Mhm.
doesn't have a certification. Talk to us a little bit about what kinds of people.
Of course. So I strongly believe in what evidence has shown that people who enjoy problem solving challenges, they work well with technology, they don't mind going the extra step to troubleshoot issues. That is what makes a great candidate. I myself, personally, I do not have a bachelor's, nor do I have a master's, and I have all three of my certifications. So you don't have to have that in order to get these certifications. You have to have a determination and strong will and very good at researching. You have to be a great researcher, and that's what makes a great candidate.
That's awesome. What type of opportunity should a person that's getting these entry level certifications, like what kind of jobs can they look forward to being able to get? Like what specific types of positions?
Okay, so if you was just to say get the A plus or Network Plus, you can look at entry level positions such as help desk, service desk, support technician, field technician. You could be junior network analyst. When it comes to Security Plus, you can look at entry level positions such as cybersecurity analyst. You can also be an incident responder. Those are great entry level jobs that you can get into.
And so, the next question, once you tell me about those positions, what's about the minimum salary that a person is going to get after 6 months of free training in these areas? What can they expect to walk in the industry making at a minimum?
At a minimum, you can walk in. I'll say at the minimum average. I'll say average. 40K. That's the low end, like 40K. On the higher end, as far as starting out, would be 50 to 60K. So that goes more into getting the security plus, and you're into cybersecurity field. You're looking more to with the 50 and 60K. That's average.
Let me break that down for y'all. Minimum wage in the state of Maryland is 11.75 an hour, right? That's what you can expect to walk in with little to no credentials, right? The Mayor's Office of Employment Development, because we advocate around economic justice and fair wages, have pushed the minimum wage in Baltimore City, at least with businesses in the surrounding area, to about $14 an hour, which translates to anywhere from $28,000 to $30,000 a year. You go to 6 months of training that you do not pay for with Baltimore Cyber Range. You can expect at a minimum coming out of school on average about $40,000 a year, which is about $19 to $20 per hour. I need to break that down because some people need to hear that per hour thing because that's kind of what we associate with. Man, are y'all hearing me? I need y'all to load this thing up with some hearts and some thumbs up and all that sort of thing. If you hear me right now, we're talking about taking somebody who may be looking for direction in their career or looking for some level of career advancement, putting them into training that's virtual, right? Virtual is convenient. 6 months upon completion, you have 3 certifications that leads and translates to about $40,000 a year to start. Man, you can't beat that with a bat. Khadija, do you guys already have business partners that absorb your graduates as they come out of the program?
Yes, we do work with employer. Our consortium is consisted of Verizon, M&T Bank, Nexigen. We have a few more listed. ASD, they are the ones that help us come up with the curriculum to teach to the candidates. So they're the ones that say, yep, they need their A plus, network plus, security plus. This is what we're looking for. And this is how we build our curriculum based off of their input. So we do have partners, and we do job placement assistance, not only with them, but with other employers, and, encourage job search prior to completing the program as well. We always say, start applying. As soon as you start the program, start applying, because having being in the program and saying that you are on your way of earning those certifications can land you an interview as well.
Let me stop you again, because this is, listen, y'all, it don't get any more, and I don't want to use the term easy, right? Streamlined or efficient than this, right? We're talking about 6 months of training that's virtual. Then we're talking about the fact that you're going to be able to get these 3 in-demand certifications that the brother admitted he can't even get a job with his degree without. You're going to get that. You're going to enter into the workforce at $40,000 a year, and there are already businesses on board ready to sign you up. Literally, you get the interest by saying I'm in the Baltimore Cyber Range program. Man, y'all about to make me go off on here like I did Sunday when I seen that kick bounce off the crossbar and go in, man. What are we waiting for? I see my man Joe Walker said he signed up for the program. I need y'all to make sure that you are burning their website. Make the system crash. They IT people. They know how to fix it. Get on there right now and hit their website to get this changed. We're talking about www.baltimorecyberrange.com. Khadija, I need you to do me one more favor. Please just tell me how somebody connects with you guys outside of just this website, because I'm stoked. I'm on fire. One of my favorite offices that we have in the Mayor's Office of Employment Development is our Youth Opportunity Program, where we work with young people ages 18 to 24. I'm going to make sure that our BSR over there, Mr. Dwayne Williams, is aware of this information, because, man, we talking an in-demand industry, the highest demand, and the one place that I'm seeing a shortage of labor in this area, not a shortage of opportunity, but how the Bible said, the harvest is plentiful, but the laborers are few. We need people in this industry. Free training, $40,000 a year, 3 competitive certifications that nobody can take away from you, and businesses are already on board to sign up. Khadija, tell the people how they get in contact with you before I have a fit on this show.
Okay, you can reach me directly, K Lovelace at BaltimoreCyberRange.com. Again, that's K Lovelace at BaltimoreCyberRange.com. If you're interested in this program, you can check out our website to see if there's anything else you may be interested in, and just reach out and we'll get back to you.
All right, y'all. Y'all heard it here. And of course, you always know that if you need to connect, You can connect with any of the vendors, the people that we have on here through the Mayor's Office of Employment Development. That's at moed.baltimorecity.gov. But listen, this isn't like the businesses. We want you to go directly to them. Khadijah, thank you. You have been amazing to talk to. I'm excited about the great work that you guys are doing here in Baltimore for the community. Like, these are things that are so much needed. We've been on kind of a little bit of an IT push. We've had several IT providers on here. Well, not so much in the area of training, but actually employers. And I need our people to know that this is an in-demand industry. These certifications are top-notch. Khadijah just told you she's the boss over there. She in charge. She the one. And she does not have a degree. I need y'all to listen, y'all. I'm not anti-higher education. I'm not anti-degrees. But some people, because of their life situation, whether they're a parent or whether they can't afford 4 years of school without having an income because of other responsibilities, their life trajectory just isn't on that path. We need programs like this that can ensure that there are multiple pathways and access points to success for people. And Khadijah, I am thankful that you are here with us today to share this. I'm going to be getting on your nerves now. I got your email. I'm going to hook you up with our guy, Dwayne Williams, to get you connected, because we're doing a re-engagement activity, and I would love for you guys to have that, be present to offer this great training opportunity. And it's been my esteemed pleasure to even be able to sit down and talk with you today. I told you I was going to talk to you for an hour and 35 minutes, but they said I couldn't do that. But thank you for the time that you did share.
Oh, thank you for having me. I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
Thank you. We'll have you on again, because we got to keep putting this out there until y'all say, Marvin, please stop. We are so overrun with great people that we just can't come on the show anymore. But I thank you, and you have an amazing day.
All right. Same to you.
Listen. Solo me out, because I got to talk to the people for about 2 minutes. 2 minutes. I promise I won't be long. Y'all light this thing up with hearts, with likes. Share this broadcast, because we are talking about life-changing opportunities. Life-changing. To be able to move essentially from $20,000 a year, $22,000 a year, 23, which is what minimum wage will gross you, to $40,000 a year on the low end. She said there's upwards of $50,000, $60,000 a year that you can make. And I had a young lady go into a local company making $50,000 a year after completing training. So I know it's true. She went to work down Port Covington for Under Armour, making over $50,000, 21 years old, fresh out of training, never been to college. If I tell y'all the truth, a month before she went into training, she had just gotten her GED. We're talking life-changing opportunity. So you got to make sure that you're putting this information out to everybody who you know maybe still trying to figure it out. And listen, let's pull it out the weeds, because I know we kind of get a little amped up at the idea that you got to be a super genius. No, they are training and teaching you how to become a cybersecurity professional, an IT professional. Give yourself a chance. Y'all know over here we trying to bring you the opportunities that's going to make sure you are in play so you can do what it is that you are interested in doing with your future. And the IT industry is on the rise. There's no industry that's growing faster. And again, I'll say it, it's the one place where we've literally heard businesses say they don't have enough of a labor pool in order to fill positions. It's in demand. You guys got to be on demand, and we got to make this happen. We moving on to our second segment. I do want you guys to make sure that you are reaching out to Baltimore Cyber. They are at www.baltimorecyberrange.com so that you can sign up. Miss Khadijah Lovelace is K Lovelace at baltimorecyber.com. All right. Now, I kind of gave you a teaser in the beginning of the show that we were going to be talking to somebody who does and is doing great work with justice involved folks in Baltimore. Y'all know this population has been through so many different nomenclatures, whether it's going all the way back to call them ex-offenders, to the re-entry, to now we are at justice involved. And I think that we do have to label. We don't want to label people at all. We just want to call them greatness, recognize the potential and the talent, and get them into opportunities. But this is one of the labels that I myself have kind of taken to, because I got a past too. I was justice involved, right? And I came to the mayor's office of employment development with that reality. And because we practice what we preach to others, they have given me a career, opportunity for advancements and all kinds of things. But it took for me to understand how to navigate certain areas as a person that was justice involved. You know, what did it mean? What are my voting rights? What are my rights as it pertains to applying? How do I properly state what I've been through and all that sort of thing? And we are talking today not only to a service provider who is doing great work in Baltimore with the justice involved population, but their focus is on helping women that are justice involved. I want to bring our next guest, Miss Michelle Daniels from Pivot Baltimore, with that big old smile. Unmute yourself so people can hear you.
Hi.
How you doing, Ms. Daniels?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you?
I'm doing great. As a person that has a past of my own, and yes, I was justice involved, and seeing what's possible when you get the proper information and resources to assist you, I was totally excited first to find out that we were talking to somebody that works with people who are justice involved. And I got even more excited to find out that you guys focus your services around women, which y'all know for men, it's stuff for us all over the place. But this program focuses on women. How did that come about? And what is it about Baltimore, about Pivot, that is working specifically with and around services for women?
Yeah, so Pivot program was started a few years ago. Just a few years ago, two young ladies decided they wanted to help those that were justice involved. And they just had a vision and a mission and a heart for women. And so they put Pivot together. And we are now serving women for 8 weeks in our workforce development program.
8 weeks of what? So what's involved in that 8 weeks? What is the training looking like?
Well, one of the things we understand is that a woman takes her and all of her to any employment opportunity that she has and that she takes on. And so we work with the ladies, not just on workforce development, but on life skills. So on Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays from 10 to 1, they are with us for 8 weeks, and we work with the whole woman. So on Tuesdays, we work with them on life skills. I'm there and I do life skills groups. And we talk about all sorts of things from acceptance to freedom, communication, anger, just any and everything you could think of that we need to be whole, stable, and solid in our employment. And then on Wednesdays, we call that Wellness Wednesdays, where we bring in self-care activities for the ladies to practice and to be able to do once they finish the program. They can do these life skills on their own. I'm sorry, not life skills, wellness activities on their own, from meditation to dance, all sorts of things that are important to just being well. And then on Thursdays, we primarily focus all about workforce development and getting them in front of employers, from resume writing to interview skills. We even assist them with sharing their story to employers in a positive way that shows about who they are today and not what they may have been involved in the past. And so Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, we work with them, like I said, for 8 weeks. And the idea is around week 6 or 7, our ladies are either interviewing or already employed.
That's awesome. I want to double back a little bit to the life skills piece, because I think a lot of times people look at that as just novelty, as something that needs to be in place. But in my personal testimony, you know, I came from a community where a lot of things that were illegal were not thought to be wrong. Right. And a lot of things for me was not rehabilitation, it was habilitation. It was just some things that outside of my 4-block radius, me not making much venture outside of my 4-block radius, I just wasn't aware of. And it really opened me up to my potential and who I could be. Talk a little bit more about life skills and why that's a central focus in your program.
Yes, because we know that how we make decisions, for example, is most important, right? And as you mentioned, many of the ladies haven't been outside of Baltimore, right? And outside of their community. And a lot of their decision making has been the reason they are just as involved. And so primarily we start right out the gate with freedom? Do we choose for ourselves that which we truly desire? Or are labels and expectation and life and community and everything else doing that for us? So we work with the ladies on deciding for themselves that which they really want. And then from there, introducing the life skills like communication. How do you communicate, and how do you see others communicate with you? Really getting down to what that's all about. Passive aggressive, what some people now call petty. We talk about we really drill down on what those communication skills really mean and how they actually look and play out in everyday life, on the job, in our homes, things of that nature. Because if you identify those things within yourself, you can also do that with others and make it better, a better experience. You can make better decisions. We talk to them about financial literacy. We also work with them on conflict, right? How to resolve conflict. It happens. We can't get away from it. And many of the ladies come in not really knowing how to move past conflict or blame, shame, and guilt. A lot of times we just making decisions around just the blame, shame, and guilt that's in our lives. And so we work with them to remove some of those things and make better decisions at the end of the day.
That's awesome information. And one of the things I like the best is where you talked about how it's something that impacts your life in total, not just as it pertains to the employment opportunity. Because one of the things that I've seen is where if you're not dealing with the whole person and you are trying to program in one space for sending them back into toxic environments without the tools to be able to make the change, it can be something that is detrimental to the opportunities that they get. Do you guys work with a specific group of employers that are prepared to work with the people that come through your program?
We do, and we partner with MOED as well. Most of the employers that we do work with are background friendly, and so they already know that our ladies are going to come with some justice involvement and things of that nature. We work with our partners to help them to understand the importance of getting people back to work in regards to just the community being better. But we also work with the ladies on how to develop and share their story in a way that is positive. So many times people just look or shun upon you when you have any type of justice involvement. And and a lot of times, because other people do, we do too, when we go to share our story about being justice involved. And so we help them to, be able to share their story in a way that's positive, that shows growth and accountability and responsibility, as well as a commitment to change.
That's awesome, because that commitment to change, to me, I remember back when I kind of went into those spaces, we had curriculum like Thinking for a Change and things of that nature, and it really took the necessary commitment. I tell people all the time, when you come into this space where you beginning to make that transition, you want to put your best paycheck self on, and sometimes it's difficult to make that transition. What are some of the areas that you guys focus on as it pertains to the professional aspect of who you need to be in order to not only obtain but to maintain employment?
Absolutely. So, in order to maintain employment, you got to be committed to yourself. Number one, you got to be committed to self, because everything starts and goes back to that at the end of the day. So we work with the ladies on how to commit to self by setting goals and a plan to go along with those goals. We also, like I said, help the ladies to share their story. We help them to build their resume. A lot of times ladies think, oh, I never had a job. I've been in the streets my whole life. But there's some skills you learned even in the streets that we can create a resume around that for you, along with hobbies and talents. Baltimore, we are rich in just skills and talent, and just raw, skills and talent might not be from employment. So we're able to help them to just look at themselves as a whole woman and put that on paper in a way when an employer would want to hire them. Yeah. So did I answer your question?
Yeah, absolutely. I actually was getting ready.
One of the other things I wanted to add was not only do we have the group setting Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, but we also have what we call one-on-ones, where they get to meet with myself as their personal success coach, as well as our workforce manager. And the reason we do that is because we avoid being that cookie cutter, one-stop shop kind of a thing with employment, meaning everybody goes to one employer and maybe not another. We work with the ladies one-on-one to customize what it is they want and what they want to accomplish, whether that be job training or a particular career area. So we work with them one-on-one as well to make sure we're meeting their individual needs as well.
That's absolutely amazing. One of the things that I've always seen at work in programs that are working with justice involved people is the need for them to see people who have been where they've been and become successful. How big a component is that in your program?
It's huge. It's huge. We have an alumni program. So the ladies that have graduated from the program and moved on to employment come back frequently to talk to the ladies. We also at the end of the 8 weeks have a ceremony for the ladies. They get cap and gown and the whole 9 yards. And we always bring in someone to speak to the ladies who are justice involved. Many of the staff that work with the ladies are justice involved or have family and friends that have been justice involved. And so there's a lot of empathy, sympathy, and compassion for the ladies and understanding, but most of all accountability, because at the end of the day, they've got to be willing to change. So that's a component that is weaved throughout the entire 8 weeks.
Many service providers had to shift on the fly during the pandemic. I know yesterday during a training that we had, we talked about one of the things that we were proud of for the last fiscal year. And I was proud of how our agency shifted in the way that we deliver services and still did not miss the mark in the amount of people that we wanted to serve. Did you guys have to kind of pivot in the way that you deliver services? And what did that look like for you all? We
most definitely had to pivot, and we didn't miss a beat. We continue with our cohorts. We actually bring women on in cohorts of 15 to 20 women at a time. And we were just able to shift to the virtual world at that time. And so we were able to still run groups that way and one-on-ones virtually. We are in person now. And so we're able to continue the programming in person. So yeah, we had to shift, and it was an adjustment, not just for us, but for the ladies. But the ladies were just as engaged virtually as they are in person. I was shocked by that, but they were.
I tell people all of the time, one of the best, most untapped resources is justice involved folk. The kind of structure that you get out of somebody that's just coming out of the institution is only topped by the reality that when you get somebody that's tired, you're going to get every bit of focus that you need. Baltimore is a place that's rich in second chance employers, right? Because we have such a strong second chance population. We are doing the work to make sure that we are advocating for economic justice, meaning that you can't look at this justice involved folk and these justice involved folk and just want to offer them $11.75 an hour, that they deserve equal pay. Is that a component that you guys, as you're working with the businesses that are committed to helping you serve your population?
Absolutely. Absolutely. If we don't make that a requirement, actually, Marvin, they'd be right back in the program a few months later, right? Because it wouldn't be enough money to stretch as far as their goals and dreams that they share with us. So we definitely make sure that we are putting our ladies in a livable wage employment and beyond, right? It just really depends. Some of the ladies really have some prep work that they need to get done, sometimes GED, sometimes just job training. But for the most part, once they're employed, they're definitely employed where they're making beyond a livable wage.
That's awesome. So career pathing, because one of the things that we try to make sure that we do in the Mayor's Office of Employment Development is when we're serving is to tell people not to be short-sighted, like look at that industry that has advancement and growth. Is that one of the things that you guys are pushing for at Pivot?
Absolutely. Absolutely. We do our best. Be honest with you, Marvin. We have quite a few older ladies, and that can be at any age range, that really are afraid in a lot of ways of technology. And so just coming through the program, if there's anybody out there watching or interested, and you are maybe a little nervous or afraid about technology, we introduce it. We have you working and practicing on the technology the entire 8 weeks. So we try to at least make you comfortable with technology so you can get into those fields. And we definitely drive people into the fields that are where the most need is for, jobs. And so we do that every day. And that's one of the reasons why we do a one-on-one with them, because we want to know what they're thinking and how they're thinking. But one of the other things I wanted to mention based off of what you had mentioned is a lot of times we get just as involved women, and blame, shame, and guilt is the biggest thing that's preventing them from getting employed. And so we try to help them to remove the blame, shame, and guilt, and, face the fear, get back out there, right? Because no one wants to be judged. And, and then a lot of women don't want to keep sharing the story over and over and over, right? And so we work with them to accept where they are in life and what they need to do to move forward.
That is like a major segue to what I wanted to ask you next. If you had the opportunity right now, let's say we got businesses that are going to see this broadcast, and my term was always one of the best untapped resources in the world is people who are justice involved. What would you say to businesses listening right now about the people who you encounter and how much of an asset they can be to those businesses if given an opportunity?
Yes. What I would say to businesses is that open your hearts and your minds to this community and bring them on. The untapped talent that's there, the raw talent, the enthusiasm, everything that they bring to the table will be an asset, especially if they're coming through the Pivot program, but just in general. There's a lot of resources out there and they have them and we should tap into them. So if you have a business and you're hiring, please look at this population because it's untapped and it's raw and they're ready. They're ready, and their background or whatever their past is just that. It's just decisions that they made, and with the work and support of others, they've overcome. And so I would definitely bring them on immediately.
What other second chance services do you guys offer? Do you do anything in and around expungement and those kinds of things?
We do. We around week 6 or 7, and I don't have the schedule in front of me, we do bring in an expungement partner who will help the ladies to get anything that needs to be expunged, removed, or at least assist them with the process. Each charge is a little different and has different requirements, but we do that around week 6 or 7 in the program.
That's awesome. Michelle, you got an audience of young women right now who may be looking and saying, yeah, I did some things, I made some choices. What would you say to them to encourage them, not only that's not the end, but that they should come to Pivot and get more of this great information and these resources that you're sharing right now?
I would say to them that you are powerful, you are unlimited, and you are a reflection of creative genius. And we will work with you and accept you and help you to get whatever it is that you truly desire out of life. And it can be done. Face your fears, open your heart, accept, receive, and continue to strive and push forward. It's not easy, not for any of us, whether we're just as involved or not. And if you are just as involved, that just means you've had and made some decisions. But today, you can be different. Every day is a new day, and you can make new choices. Come on over to Pivot. Let's see if we can help you accomplish some of your goals.
All right, y'all. Y'all see it on the screen. Michelle Daniels at pivotprogram.com. How else can people get in touch with the Pivot program?
That's the best way that they can get in touch with the Pivot program. They can also go to our website, which is www.pivotprogram.org, and reach out to us there. The best way is to email me and let's get you started.
All right, Michelle, in our last brief segment, I'm going to be talking about some of the upcoming outreach opportunities. And I do want to say to you that I know you guys have a partnership with MOED, but we're going to be doing some things where we may be able to bring our services right to you and your population. Thank you for sitting down. I have thoroughly enjoyed this conversation. You're a wealth of information, and that infectious smile that you have that don't seem to
Thank
leave
you.
no matter
Thank
what
you.
has
I
made this
love this work.
amazing. I can
Yes,
tell, man. Listen,
I
it
love
is
this work.
important that if you're going to be in this work, that you love it, that you
Yes.
love the people that you're serving, you love the opportunity that you have to serve. My director said it on yesterday. This is not the work that's going to get you rich. So if you out there right now, you thinking about a program or getting a 501c3 because of your own need to enrich yourself financially, you are going the wrong path. Go take that good education you may have and go do something else. But if you have a heart for people and you can smile and enjoy what you're doing as much, and I'm just not as much of a smiler as Michelle, but I love what I love what I get to do.
Well, you started to smile with the Ravens. See, when when Puckett, hit that field goal. Listen, all was right with the world. Okay, 66 yards. Listen,
I know that's right.
I've been on a high ever since. It's all good. It's
I
all
know.
good.
I ain't seen nothing better on a Sunday than my
Me
grandmother's
either.
macaroni
Me
and cheese.
either.
That's the
Me
only
either.
thing
Yes.
better on a Sunday than that kick was. Thank
Yes.
you so much, Michelle, because I know we'll sit here and talk the rest of the day. I really enjoyed you being with us. And I'm certain we're going to have you on to talk again.
Please.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. All right, everybody. So we had Michelle Daniels from Pivot, the Pivot program, and his great work that is doing in the areas of reentry with young women. And I mean, not reentry, justice involved young women. And we had on Baltimore Cyber. I want to take just a little bit of time before we go off the air to talk about one of the major pushes for the Mayor's Office of Employment Development, which is outreach, reconnecting and reintegrating with the community, not hoping or expecting that because our doors are open that people are going to come back into our buildings, but bringing the work to you. I want to talk about it in two facets. Facet one, I want to have everybody on the lookout for both events and pop-ups. The events are pretty much going to be MOED planned, MOED organized, and strategically placed in the community so that you have access to the great services and partnership opportunities that we have in the Mayor's Office of Employment Development. And of course, when I'm talking about the partners, I'm talking about the businesses who have entrusted us to do everything from pre-vetting, pre-screening to hiring. We have several businesses that allow us to do the hiring. Just to shout out, our Hire Up initiative is one of the major initiatives that we're pushing right now. We are doing a lot with the post office. We have just reconstituted our relationship with the University of Maryland Medical Center and being able to get our people connected to opportunities that they have available. We are doing major things in the Baltimore area. You see me posting on Facebook all the time, looking for drivers, looking for this, looking for that. When you see those things, follow the instructions to all of our job seekers and begin to follow the path to these opportunities that we're bringing in the community to be able to get you connected to what it is you're looking for to further your career. Now, the second aspect I want to talk about it is because we are looking to partner with other organizations. When we say other organizations, we are clear that they are organizations that have been providing services through the pandemic from very unique scopes of what it is you guys do. You may have been assisting people with housing. You may have been assisting them in the realm of being justice involved. You may be assisting them in the area of addictions and recovery. Whatever areas it is that you may have been assisting somebody, we want to bring our pop-ups to you. That's right. We want to connect our pop-ups where we bring our resources, our employment resources to wherever you are located, to the population of people that you've already been serving. So if in fact that's something that you're interested in, I want you to just hit me up on Facebook or you can email me at mmckinstry@oedworks.com. You can email bmore at oedworks.com to get connected. And I saw somebody in the chat today asking if we could come out to events. Y'all, listen, we want to do that. We want to be where the people are. And we know during the time that our doors were not open, although we were still serving virtually, there were some people out there still frontlining and working with folks. And now we want to connect the amazing opportunities that we have to the people that you've been serving. I want to tell you again, thank you for joining us today. I got to thank our amazing producer. I never know if she's going to pop on the screen or not, Miss Katanya Lester, who is behind the scenes making all the magic happen and keeping the flow as we talk about the opportunities that are going to help you further Baltimore. We want you to stay connected every Wednesday at 1 p.m. as we come to you, bringing you the opportunities that are going to get you employed. They're going to get you trained. They're going to give you the various pathways and access points to success according to what it is you're looking to do. Because over here, with a focus on economic justice, we, the Mayor's Office of Employment Development, are committed to building a workforce that works. Thank you so much for joining us today.